Metal Jacket, the movie. Just do your research. Just saying.
I mean, look at the
private.
I wouldn't even say look at the company I'm in. Look at the company I'm
you know
on
Full
top
Metal
of.
Jacket, right? Never mind. Jamie only knows Liverpool.
That's pretty legendary. That
It is, isn't it?
Yeah,
it is.
They give you stick in that.
I know. Stick
yeah.
I get. I think I'm the most underrated footballer of all time.
I won't go that far.
I mean, that's for Liverpool. Think of the players they've had and how many times they've been in Europe. And I've got people on Twitter telling me
I've had enough row, Red Nicky. Come on.
You've got people on
Man
Twitter
City.
telling you what?
Telling me I'm hopeless every day. You know what I mean? But, you know.
Far, in addition to those ones I just told you about there, these were the two early kickoffs, a couple of draws, Atalanta and Celtic 0-0, no goals in that one, and Brest and Leverkusen 1-1. Atletico Madrid actually went 1-0 up, and then Lille with a mighty fight back, 3-1 in the end in that game. Feyenoord also with a 3-1 win over Benfica. You can see Salzburg losing there against Dynamo Zagreb. And at the bottom, 1-0 win for Inter over Young Boys. OK, this is what it does to the league phase of the Champions League so far. And who'd have thought of this? Aston Villa, top of the table after 3 games. They're just ahead of Liverpool by 1 goal, so just on goal difference there. The top 3 teams are all English teams, Villa, Liverpool, Man City. You can see there as the table kind of spreads out a little bit in the second one. These are the teams, Arsenal on 7 points, quite a few of them actually coupled in that group of 7 points. But then some big teams in the elimination column there. But look, there's still quite a long way to go. OK, let's get the thoughts then of Arne Slot, the Liverpool manager. 3
nations, that's 3 wins out of 3 in the Champions League, but I'm sure you would have liked it to be a bit more comfortable, particularly towards the end. What did you make of your team's overall performance tonight?
Yeah, first of all, we are really happy with a win. You play a difficult away game against a Group 1 team with Leipzig that has done really well in the league till now. And also last season in the Champions League. So we know it was a difficult away game, but what pleased me a lot is what you just said, that we controlled the game for a large part, except for the last 15 to 20 minutes, where we definitely needed our 2 centre-backs, Virgil and Ibu, to keep a clean sheet, and also our goalkeeper in 2 big moments. And that was, in my opinion, unnecessary. If we would have left this place with a draw, then I would have really felt that we lost something, because in the 70 minutes before, maybe except from the first 10, we dominated the game.
Ideally, you have all your first choice players available for every game in a season. But obviously with Alisson out injured, Caoimhin Kelleher is in the spotlight. How fortunate do you feel to have a second choice goalkeeper as good as he is?
Yeah, very fortunate. It's also a normal thing at a club like ours, that you have for every position almost 2 very good players, and we are very lucky, we are happy that we have 2 excellent goalkeepers, especially because Alisson was out last season. He's been out this season again, so that makes it even more important that you have a second choice like that. But it's not only him, it's also other players that maybe haven't played that much this season or were not always in the starting lineup that showed up today as well. So it's good to see that we can do it with more than 11 players. We need the whole squad in a tough season like this.
Yeah, I imagine Nunez, one of those players who obviously came into the starting 11 tonight. That goal, the way he snuck in to tap it home, is that one of his strengths, his desire, his hunger to score any kind of goal when he's on the pitch?
Yeah, I think it was you asked me before the game, what do you expect from him? And I asked for the goal. Goals, maybe more than 1, but he gave us 1. But the lead up to the goal, I think Cody Gakpo was also important. With Mo, again, with an assist. So it is a team goal, and I would have loved the one from Godi to go in, because that one started all the way back from the goalkeeper playing through their press. If that one would have gone in, I would have been even more happy. Because it was the 2-0, but especially because of the style of play. But it's good and pleasing to see that Darwin did a very good job today.
This week was seen as a real tough test, with 2 difficult Premier League games either side of this Champions League match tonight. But it's 2 wins out of 2 so far. If you make it 3 wins out of 3 on Sunday at Arsenal, will the expectation of what you can achieve this season just go up a notch?
We first have to play that game, and we know how tough an opponent Arsenal is, especially in their own stadium in the Emirates. And we've faced them this season before in our USA tour, where both teams were not having all their players in yet. But Arteta have done an amazing job here in the last few years. So we know, like against Chelsea and like today, we have to be on top of our game to even have a chance to get a result. But we will do everything to get that, of course.
Well done tonight.
You're welcome.
Yeah, congratulations to Liverpool and Arne Slot. A really good start to the season and also to life in the Champions League this season too. Next 10 fixtures for them get slightly tricky. Obviously, you've got Arsenal at home and then Brighton, no easy match there. I mean, as you keep going down as well, it gets really difficult. You've also got Man City in there and then the derby at the end against Everton. Mac, let's...
Well, they're more difficult than the teams that they've faced, of course they are, but there is a lot of home games in there. They've got of course, they've got Leverkusen and they've got Real Madrid to come, but they are at home, so that's easier. Less travel, of course, across Europe. There's going to be difficult games like there is all across the Premier League. But who's to say Southampton away, who are struggling at the minute, is going to be an easy game? You know, that should be a difficult game. They have got Brighton at home. They've got Brighton away in the Carabao Cup, as I said. So a lot of hard games, but you know, they seem to just brush them off at the moment, haven't they? You know, they beat Chelsea, which is great. They've had a wonderful evening tonight. You know, get them back on the plane, get them home, get them prepared for Sunday, and we'll wait to see what Arsenal teams turn up, who's fit for them, and then they'll go again, and that's all you can do, really.
Rio, Arsenal not in the best run of form at the moment heading into this. They did get a win last night in the Champions League, but it wasn't a very convincing one, and obviously a loss in the Premier League too. Where do you think the balance of that tie stands at the weekend? Who goes in as favourites?
I think on form, momentum, I would say 100% Liverpool. I think they're the team that you look at and go, they're in a better position. I think injuries, Arsenal at the moment seem decimated in that sense. And they haven't got the momentum at the moment. So they're not firing on all cylinders. They're not the Arsenal of last season at the moment. So I think Liverpool, I think the tide has turned a bit right now. We're only a few games into the season, but right now here, I would say Liverpool.
It's very strange, isn't it, that we're talking about tides and momentums because we're so far in. But if Liverpool win, they go 7 points clear. City have got Southampton, I think. You expect them to win. No disrespect to Russell Martin's team. So then they'll jump clear of them as well. If Arsenal beat Liverpool, of course, they're 1 point behind them. So it's suddenly, you know, the newspapers come Monday morning and have a different reflection on how the result is. You know, so early on in the season, it's crazy, we know, but everybody likes to talk about it, and that's the impact it'll have. Yeah.
OK, well, let's find out exactly how they did it. We've gone through the goals already, or the goal already earlier on, just about the fact that Darwin Nunez needed a good performance tonight. It wasn't just about the goal, but let's see exactly how he did it, Rio. We asked the question whether it was just great positioning for him, whether the ball was going in the first place anyway, but does it matter?
No, I think as a squad they would want him to be the guy that got on the score sheet. They need everyone. They know that these guys are experienced enough. So if they're going to be battling for trophies this season, they need everybody firing on all cylinders. And to get a bit of confidence, what better for a number 9 for a striker than is to get on the score sheet? Listen, like Macca said, millimetres. It could have bounced back off the post into the keeper's hands, or it could have gone in. If there's a little bit of doubt, you've got to make sure you put it in the back of the net. That's what a good striker would do.
Yeah, he performed really well, as I said before. I thought his work rate was excellent. It was a hard night for Liverpool. It's always going to be a hard night away from home. Difficult place to go in Leipzig. But his overall performance was excellent and culminating in he'll get the headlines because it was a 1-0 victory.
Macca, in the first half, there was an incident where I think unanimously, commentary, you guys as well, were saying, hey, that should have been a penalty, and it was checked by VAR very quickly. They said no penalty. You've had a chance to watch it back a few times. Change your opinion at all?
No, it's only cemented our opinion, really. When you see the angles, you still can't believe what the VAR... Whether he thought it was a clear and obvious error is another decision. But he goes down there. The referee's in a really good position. Hasn't seen the contact, of course. Refers it to VAR. Everybody else, the fact that the players are up in arms straight away, that's normally a clear sign. And I think that picture says it all, doesn't it? Does he come across and connect with Darwin Nunez? The answers are clear, yes. The only surprising aspect is that VAR waved it away, and it hasn't really had an impact on the final result. Otherwise, you would have had more people moaning.
And if they're waving that away, Nunez should be booked for diving.
Yeah, exactly, for diving.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it just doesn't make sense.
I mean, we've seen it a lot, haven't we? The threshold in Europe at the Champions League is different than the threshold we're used to in the Premier League. And as I said, thankfully, it hasn't necessarily impacted the result at all tonight.
What did we think of Darwin Nunez's overall performance tonight, Rio?
I thought he would be pleased with that. I think it's an improvement, 100%. I think his all-round game today was much better, much cleaner. He brought a few players into the game at times, was involved in most of the key moments, made the keeper work there. I think he was in the right areas to score goals, is what you want from your striker. You want him coming off the pitch thinking, at least I'm in the right areas to get on the end of things. And I think that's important. I think his work rate, that's something that comes with him. That's one of his main traits. He does that.
Yeah.
But he's involved in all of the good stuff that Liverpool done tonight, and that's what you want from your striker. Especially he's searching for a bit of confidence.
Yeah.
If you can do that in that mode, when he gets a bit of momentum, gets a bit more confidence, he could be a real player. I think he's a handful. If you're a centre half and you play against, he is definitely a handful to play against. But you just want someone to be a bit cleaner, to get cleaner in front of goal and start executing.
I think that's the right word, cleaner. He controlled his aggression tonight. He wasn't reckless, which he has been at times. His work rate was excellent. I think he was the most efficient centre-forward Liverpool had. He was more efficient than Gakpo tonight. He was more efficient than Mo Salah tonight.
Yeah.
You're 1 in 3 games. Mo Salah will chip in, Gakpo will chip in, Jota will chip in, and that's all Liverpool will ask of him himself. They know he's not the star man, but if Jota's out injured, come in, do a job, work hard for the team, get the right result, and everybody will be happy. And he's well on his way to doing really well.
And he needs consistency too, and he's likely to get that if he's going to start against Arsenal at the weekend. Perfect timing for his confidence to be high. Another great performance as well tonight by Kelly. Has 6 saves out of 6. What did you make out of his performance?
Yeah, we were talking before off air when the game was going on. You need a good number 2. Like when keepers don't come in often, but when they do, you want them to come in and hit the ground running. They ain't got time to get settled. They've got to be able to take up the pace of the game and really get in the groove immediately. And I thought every time I've seen him, he's done really, really well in that sense, definitely. Alisson's got they're big shoes to fill.
Massive, yeah.
You know what I mean? The consistency, the price tag that he comes with, confirmation of a world-class goalkeeper, and he comes in and it seems effortless with him, doesn't it?
It shouldn't be a surprise to us anymore because, of course, he's played in cup finals and won cup finals for Liverpool, saving penalties, etc., etc. He played more games than Alisson last year because of injury. He's already going to do the same this year because of Alisson's recurring hamstring injury. So the fact that he played well is not a surprise. It should be, well, this is what he does. Yeah. This is what he does. And it's almost disrespectful saying he's a number 2 because, of course, he does play second in command when fit to an Alisson. But he's played too many games now to be sort of associated with. He's an outstanding goalkeeper, outstanding when called upon.
Klopp called him world's best number 2. Those positions aren't always easy, are they? Because like you're saying, I know he's got a lot of game time in the last couple of seasons, but it can be very difficult to keep both happy, especially with goalkeepers, and confidence is so important for them too, Rio.
Yeah, I think you have to have a level of humility to be able to go, you know what, I am this guy and I'm going to sit back in the background for a majority of the time. But when called upon, I've got the confidence to come in and perform. And that means that your training has to be on point all the time. Concentrate, make sure you keep sharpening your tools while you're not in the spotlight. And then when that time comes, you're ready to rock and roll.
I think Liverpool have been very fortunate, I really do. They've been lucky because he was called upon at a young age and he stood up to it straight away. Because if he was 25 and now he'd be 28, then they'd have big problems because they'd have to let him go. But because he jumped into the team at 21 and got ahead of Adrian, and Adrian became the sort of elder statesman number 3, they've allowed him to flourish, really. The problem is going to be next summer because, of course, they brought Mamar Mashtavili from Valencia and he's going to join the club next year. And he doesn't want to be a number 2. And Alisson won't be number 2. And he certainly can't be because he's too good. So that's when decisions will have to be made.
Yeah. He had a clean sheet tonight, but should he have? Because, or maybe not should he have is the question, but they had a lot of chances and they had a lot of 2 offside decisions. Openda had a lot of chances too. How frustrated would you be as an RB Leipzig fan tonight, Rio?
Yeah, I would be immensely with Openda. I think Openda's a really good talent, but you've got to learn to kind of stay on side. You've got to anticipate. You've got to smell when opportunities are going to be coming, and you can't be drifting offside so often. I mean, look at the finish here. Ridiculous finish. Keeper no chance. But he's not that hard. He's not a shoulder off. He's not a toe off. He's like a couple of bodies off.
And he could have and should have got back on side.
Yeah.
This is even more frustrating.
Yeah.
He's looking along the line. He's offside before his teammate picks the ball up. He's offside there, he's offside there, he's offside there, and he's still offside there.
And you know the problem. Look at his reaction when the ball goes in. He doesn't actually know he's offside, and that's a worry. It's a concern, really. You should be aware enough of looking along the line. Even there, the decision making. I think if he had scored one of the goals early, he probably shoots there.
Yeah, I know.
Confidence issue maybe there.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. What's it down to, and how hard is it to train that out of a player? And that happens so often.
Well, he's got youth on his side, so there is an option. You know, he can work hard, but sometimes when you're constantly offside and you've got no awareness, it's hard to actually learn to be aware of. He should have been onside then. Anybody can get themselves back onside to go offside. He was constantly offside. He was always offside. And in reality, that's nowhere near good enough because it just spoils everything else that your teammates do. You're the one who wrecks everything at the final, you know, when the most important part of the game comes along, and you can't do that.
Did they let Liverpool off the hook tonight?
No, I think they made chances. I think they made good chances, but I think Liverpool made just as many chances. Yeah. If you say, oh, they should have scored that, I could come up with a reason why Liverpool should have scored the other end. So I don't think so. You know, sometimes when you're at home against the good teams, against favourites, or arguably some of the favourites for the competition, you have to put them under pressure. And you have to put them under pressure by scoring the first goal.
Also, I don't think Liverpool care. 1-0, away from home, in Europe, tricky.
Yeah.
The opposition are doing well domestically. This is a good result.
Yeah,
Pack up and go home.
You're absolutely right. Pack up, go home, and look forward to the weekend. They're back in action in the Premier League as well against Arsenal. So,
yeah, first of all, we are really happy with a win. You play a difficult away game against a Group 1 team with Leipzig that has done really well in the league till now, and also last season in the Champions League. So we know it was a difficult away game, but what pleased me a lot is what you just said, that we controlled the game for a large part, except for the last 15 to 20 minutes, where we definitely needed our two centre-backs, Virgil and Ibu, to keep a clean sheet, and also our goalkeeper in two big moments. And that was, in my opinion, unnecessary. If we would have left this place with a draw, then I would have really felt that we lost something, because in the 70 minutes before, maybe except from the first 10, we dominated the game.
Ideally, you have all your first choice players available for every game in a season. But obviously, with Alisson out injured, Caoimhin Kelleher is in the spotlight. How fortunate do you feel to have a second choice goalkeeper as good as he is?
Yeah, very fortunate. It's also a normal thing at a club like ours that you have for every position almost two very good players, and we are very lucky, we are happy that we have two excellent goalkeepers, especially because Alisson was out last season. He's been out this season again, so that makes it even more important that you have a second choice like that. But it's not only him, it's also other players that maybe haven't played that much this season or were not always in the starting lineup that showed up today as well. So it's good to see that we can do it with more than 11 players. We need the whole squad in a tough season like this.
Yeah, I imagine Nunez, one of those players who obviously came into the starting 11 tonight. That goal, the way he snuck in to tap it home, is that one of his strengths, his desire, his hunger to score any kind of goal when he's on the pitch?
Yeah, I think it was you asked me before the game, what do you expect from him? And I asked for the goal. Goals, maybe more than one, but he gave us one. But the lead up to the goal, I think Cody Gakpo was also important with Mo, again, with an assist. So it is a team goal, and I would have loved the one from Godi to go in, because that one started all the way back from the goalkeeper playing through their press. If that one would have gone in, I would have been even more happy, because it was the 2-0, but especially because of the style of play. But it's good and pleasing to see that Darwin did a very good job today.
This week was seen as a real tough test, with two difficult Premier League games either side of this Champions League match tonight, but it's 2 wins out of 2 so far. If you make it 3 wins out of 3 on Sunday at Arsenal, will the expectation of what you can achieve this season just go up a notch?
We first have to play that game, and we know how tough an opponent Arsenal is, especially in their own stadium in the Emirates. And we've faced them this season before in our USA tour, where both teams were not having all their players in yet. But Arteta have done an amazing job here in the last few years. So we know, like against Chelsea and like today, we have to be on top of our game to even have a chance to get a result. But we will do everything to get that, of course.
Liverpool, top of the table in Premier League, top of the table in Champions League. Were you expecting such a good start of the season after saying goodbye to Jurgen Klopp?
Listen, I don't think it's fair to say or say yes to this question. I think I know what kind of quality we have in the dressing room. I know that we can be very good, but obviously the results have been so far very good. I think the performances can always be better, and that's what we try to improve. But at the end of the day, football is a result game, and you have to win games, and I think so far we're doing it fine.
You knew Arne Slot very well because you played against him in his career in Holland. Were you expecting such a good start from him as well in England, the first time for him abroad?
It's what I said. It's too easy for me to say, give an answer on that. I think he just has to keep going, keep improving us, keep showing what he wants from us, and have fun with it as well. And I think we're showing all of that as well on the pitch. But the season is still so long, so we'll stay humble and keep going.
The mentality is the same. You speak always very well. But what has changed tactically on the pitch for you with Slot?
I think if you can see, I think certain things, certain patterns in terms of how we want to play, how we want to control the game a little bit more. Obviously, with the way things were over the last couple of years, was very successful. And obviously, the manager now wants to sometimes a little bit of a different approach of play. Everyone is still learning and enjoying it, so we have to just keep improving and keep going.
Yeah, of course. Obviously, I think 1-0 at any stage, especially towards the end, is difficult. I think we probably dominated most of the game up till about maybe 70 minutes or just past that, and then, when it's only 1-0 and you don't get that second goal, it's difficult, and they created a few chances. But look, the main thing is we got to win.
With Alisson now injured, the spotlight is on you again. Do you see this as an opportunity to prove your worth and give the manager a bit of a headache?
Yeah, of course. That's all I said. All I can do is just play well when I get the chance and give the manager something to think about. But most importantly is that I do well when I do get the opportunities and show what I'm about.
Another clean sheet as well. On only your third Champions League appearance, do these games feel extra special?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, one of the lads asked me before the game actually when was my last Champions League game. I think it was maybe 3 years ago or so. So now special to be back in this tournament, especially, and get the clean sheet is nice.
It's been an impressive start to the season under the new manager. It's actually the first time ever in the club's history that they've won the first 6 away games in the season. Has the manager brought a new belief to the team that's allowed you to be that consistent?
Yeah, of course, and I think obviously a big part of that is, like you say, the clean sheets and the defending. That's what the team needs to be built on. That especially in these away games, there's obviously going to be times when the home team gets on top and creates chances, but we need to be there to defend and to make saves, and that's the most important thing. So I think this season especially we've really built on our defence and been really good.
Well, you've won every game this season bar one, scored in every single one of those wins, and defensively been pretty solid as well. Momentum always so important in football, so how important was it to keep that going as you head into a tough game on Sunday at Arsenal?
Yeah, of course. Obviously, I think everyone knows it's a massive game now coming on Sunday. But like you say, keep that momentum is important for us. Another clean sheet and scoring a goal as well. But yeah, we'll be ready now for Sunday. We know we need a lot more.
Thank you very much. It feels great, to be honest. I didn't believe, to be honest, but I'm really happy for man of the match.
It was another really strong game for your team. How do you think it went?
I think every game in this stage and in this level it will be hard, we know. I think we had to score more goals if we want to win more easier. I think we make it a little bit difficult ourselves. Because, as I say, we didn't score another goal, but at the end we are happy with the win.
Yeah, we played against a really strong opponent. I think we started the game well, then in the first half we lost a bit of control of the game. We made too many easy mistakes on the ball, and a team like this, if they get the chance on the counter-attack and also to play it deep, then it's not so easy. Second half, we played an open game. We had a couple of chances at the end. Yeah, it's disappointing that we lost the game, but yeah, we have to look forward now.
You really needed a point today. Why did it not work out?
Yeah, because of the reasons I just said. It's a strong opponent. If you allow them to play, if you make too many mistakes on the ball, if you cannot control the game enough, then you're just gonna run after the ball. And we had the phase in the first half. Second half, I think we did better. But at the end, with a bit of luck, maybe we could have got a point. Yeah. That's it. Unfortunately, we couldn't. So we have another 5 games in the Champions League. So hopefully we can make it right there.